Why do you think he must be the person to lead the NPP?
His Excellency Dr. Bawumia is someone who thinks outside the box. He has, a very huge vision. People doesn't really understand where he's coming from. Sometimes he will say something, and if you don't take your time, you say, this man, what is he talking about at all? His proponents, they don't know how to, propagate their candidates. They don't know how to, even have normal political discourse like that. You understand? So we need someone who has the reputation, someone who has the experience, someone who has the value in the market. And the NDC party, actually, they don't have anything proper to say. The only thing they have to say is just 24-hour economy from morning to evening. If you are using your political lenses, we are into it, we understand.
Why must everything be a political lens? It got to your point. Some of your members were even fed up.
All these things they are talking about is propaganda. You see,
when they were in power,
we don't read. That's the problem I have.
What do you mean by we don't read?
We don't read, including myself.
What else do you want us to read?
These are some of the notable points we should embrace as individuals within the party.
What's your assessment of the NPP's performance in the last 8 years?
My assessment,
ladies and gentlemen, this is the Young Voices podcast. I have with me a young, ambitious politician who wants to express himself with regards to some of the things that are happening within his party, the NPP, and this platform is for such young people who want their voices heard, and I'm glad I have him in the studio. Earlier in Accra today, I had an engaging session with former MCEs from across the country. Our quest to bounce back requires the collective effort of all, and I urge my fellow patriots to join hands so we realize this objective together. I am grateful for the overwhelming number of MCs who have declared an intention to campaign for me and support me. Together, we will make the great NPP, the great New Patriotic Party, that is the NPP, stronger and better. Right, this is coming from His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia when he met some MCEs in Accra. He's calling for togetherness.
Sure.
There've been a lot of conversations around the breakages in the party and all of that. Do you think that this is the right call? And Dr. Bawumia is calling for togetherness, but there are some MCs that are, coming out clearly to support Dr. Bawumia. Do you think it's fair that people who are politically exposed, choose sides? If I recall, some of the candidates raised issues about the fact that, people who are politically exposed chose sides when probably they should have, just made their choices, in their heads and, go out and vote. Yeah. That kind of bring divisions, as they say. Do you think so? First of all, you can introduce yourself. Let us know who you are before we get into the conversation.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Hamdan. Right. I'm actually a novice in politics. And some of these things, it needs a very, very extensive knowledge. If you are someone who engages in politics, you understand the dynamics in politics. You understand all these things they are talking about is propaganda. His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has unleashed his leadership skills. He has the conceptual skills. He has the human skills.
First of all, introduce yourself fully. Your name and all of that. Before we get into the conversations proper.
Okay, I am Mumin Mahaz, the former Deputy Communications Officer for Tesco Media Stability Campus and a DMB
student politics leader.
Sure.
Yeah.
So let's look at it in a very big picture. Every institution has the principles they are engulfed with.
Right.
And looking at the NPP party, it's a democratic institution. Every individual within the party, whether you are an executive, you are just a party communicator, you are just a party proponent, every individual within the party has a right to choose whatever they want to do. It is not an autocratic institution. It is open for everybody to do whatever they wish, but it shouldn't maybe violate the rules and regulations of the party.
Right.
That is the notable point.
Right.
But MDCs and other party stakeholders
MPs
who are choosing sides, that one shouldn't be a problem.
Publicly.
It shouldn't be a problem.
Right.
You see, we are getting closer to the 2028 elections. We're in 2025. 2026, we are going to do our primaries. That's the presidential and the other. And people have been raising concerns about some particular individuals who are trying to establish some fragmentation within the party. And I believe that all these individuals are proponents of the NDC. That's what I believe in, because any serious patriots who wants to see the party succeed in the 2028 elections will not be using all sort of unprintable words. All these things are not necessary. You see,
but you cannot run away from the fact that there are cracks within the party.
Not necessarily cracks.
That must be. You see, and there are people who even think that is the reason. That was one of the major reasons why the party lost.
Yes.
Because before the primaries, there had been a lot of issues. Some suggesting that Dr. Bawumia was imposed on the party, and it brought a lot of unsatisfied front people in the party, and a lot of people weren't happy.
You see, the sounds of reading on the side of most of the politicians, it's very, very appalling. You see, if you understand the political history right from the President Kufuor's era to date, you will know that the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, is the best person to lead us in 2028. Despite the loss we had, or the humiliating loss we witnessed in the 2024 elections. It has happened. This is not the first time.
Why do you think he must be the person to lead the NPP?
Okay, let me start from somewhere.
Because we have other, equally
yes, they are formidable,
qualified and formidable forces.
Sure.
We talk about Brian Achampon, who recently came out to declare his intentions. Talk about Kennedy Ajapon, who has been strong in the forefront of the party as well.
Sure.
And recently, former Education Minister Edichun has also declared his intentions. Don't you think that these are all, people who have the potentials to lead your party, especially that a lot of people are not happy how the past elections went for your party?
Okay, you see, all these individuals you've mentioned, they are very, very respected people in our party. But let's put everything aside and let's be factual.
Tell me.
His Excellency
why.
Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has the value in the market. You know it. He has been exposed to the system. He knows his stuff. You see, experience counts when it comes to some of these things. He has been in the game. He understands how the dynamics goes. And you can testify that he has been very instrumental during the past administration. He has been able to propose some of these initiatives that we are currently witnessing. You understand? So I don't see the need for all these banter. It's just the NDC who are just trying to create the division within us.
How is that possible?
Yes, that is how I feel. You see, any other person who is instigating Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia should
just recently in one of your party retreats, there was a quite a banter in the hall between Kennedy Japan and Abronya in the hall. So you cannot clearly these were not NDC people.
Let me clear this.
Right.
You see, we have a statesman and someone who is desperate. Know the difference. If you are desperate to lead, does not qualify you or maybe give you the steep ultimatum to become the flag bearer of the party. No.
What do you mean by desperate to lead?
Yes, that's what he's unleashing, because a true statesman, a potential president, shouldn't have a banter with someone publicly, like openly. It's uncalled for.
But if someone you didn't expect to make certain pronouncement makes them, you have the right to also say your mind.
So you should be very
that doesn't make you a bad leader, does it?
You should be very, very selective of the kind of words and sentences you use as a human, not even a flag bearer.
Doesn't that go back to tell you the cracks in your party?
And that's what I'm saying. If anyone who is involved in that particular banter, and the person is coming out to unleash his intentions to run as a flag bearer of the new patriot, it doesn't add up. The person shouldn't even be considered. I respect him so much. He says, His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia have consistently mentioned that the party has the men, and he's included. Honorable Kennedy Japan is included. It's not that maybe someone is trying to create some division, or he is doing it. You understand? His proponents, they don't know how to, propagate their candidates. They don't know how to, even have normal political discourse like that. If you start a discourse with them, the next word you are going to hear is an insult. It's very obvious. Everyone knows it. If you post something on Facebook, you go down to the comment section, just insults. And some of these things are what the NDC, they have nothing to talk about. The only thing they can use against us is our own words. What we have been able to, do in the previous government doesn't concern them. They just want the cracks in the party. They'll point out this person. You have seen so many videos of Honorable Kennedy Japan blasting, insulting, and using all manner of unprintable words against people. And all these things are going to be used against us if he becomes the flag bearer of the party. You understand? So we need someone who has the reputation, someone who has the experience, someone who has the value in the market.
If you say that about Kennedy Japan, there have been several accusations against His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia as somebody who hasn't been truthful. He has said certain things that they didn't do. For a typical example was the e-levy issue that came up. He said clearly that it wasn't going to be it wasn't a good tax to be or it wasn't going to happen.
Yes,
and it happened.
You see,
how do you marry
the e-levy?
I'm just using that as an example,
yes.
But there are certainly people who feel that Dr. Bawumia hasn't lived up to
expectation
with regards to some of the things he said in the past, and doing something different.
You see, we should remember that Dr. Bawumia had a particular name attached to the presidency, vice president. He wasn't having full control of everything. You see,
But why do you speak when you don't have full control?
No, he feels part of the government. He is part of it. That's why he has been able to propose some of these policies that are working as we are currently speaking. And I can mention almost 30 of them to you. When we were talking about this Ghana card issue, they said it wasn't necessary. It was rightly said by His Excellency, the current President, John Dramani Mahama, that it is not needful, that we want to loot money. That's the reason we are implementing. Right now, as we are speaking, there is no place that you go. Anywhere you go, currently, as I'm talking, I'm going to the bank. After here, I'm going to the bank to pay my school fees. My younger brother's school fees. They will need my Ghana card. They will need, even if I don't have it, I have to get someone to guarantee me. All these things, even banks, these local banks and other, these are some of the documents they use to, even if you need a loan to support your business or something, they will need it to, take your particulars, and in case of any inconsistencies, they will look for you. You see, some of these things should let us realize that His Excellency Dr. Bawumia is someone who thinks outside the box. He has, a very huge vision. People doesn't really understand where he's coming from. Sometimes he will say something, and if you don't take your time, you say, this man, what is he talking about at all? About this credit score system he was talking about. He didn't necessarily mean you're going to be paying one CD to cover up everything. No. He was rather saying that you can be paying bit by bit, not necessarily one CD. People were trolling him, this one CD, something you're talking about, doesn't make sense. Why should they say, maybe if you come and take something on credit, you'll be paying one CD, two CD, one CD. Our discretion sometimes has a problem. How we discredit information sometimes is a very, very huge problem. And this Ghana card was supposed to be part of that credit score system. If you use the Ghana card, maybe I come to you, I need a mobile phone to buy. Then you take my Ghana card. You take all my details. There's no way I can run away. You understand? So some of these things we should... And the issue of you saying the NDC initiated it, I'm still very skeptical about it. I've never heard of it.
You've never heard of it.
I'm very skeptical about it. Unless I see any evidence, then we counteract it.
Okay. Yep. One of the issues that has been or people have been very critical is about the dollar rates during his era as economic management, the leader of the economic management team.
Yes.
He told us at a point where the dollar was a little above 6 cities.
That was 20.
He told us
2015.
Right.
2015.
He told us the dollar was under arrest, but soon after that the dollar kept going up and up and up. and up.
You see,
I think that was one of the issues that, you know, a lot of people, or that, you know, really affected his credibility a little bit. Don't you think so?
Yes, it's a very, very right point. Let me make this thing very clear. You see, the external shocks that we witnessed, and the pandemic and all the other things that we witnessed during the 2019, 2020, up to 2024, it's had a very huge impact, and it contributed negatively to the depreciation of, it's contributed to the depreciation of the cedi. You see, the Russia and then Ukraine war, it even hits not only Ghana, it even hits bigger economies, the likes of the United States of America.
A lot of people don't want to hear this Russia-Ukraine thing.
It has become so obvious. When you are trying to explain to people, they'll be like, you guys cry, you're lying too much. Everything Russia-Ukraine war, COVID-19, blah, blah, blah. And that's the fact. Currently, as we are speaking, the current president, last week, he was telling the Minister of Finance and a particular minister that they should take a very close look at the current issue at the Middle East, that it could lead to the depreciation of the cedi. Look at this. Meanwhile, he told us that the external shocks can never have an impact.
Where did he say that?
He said it on, what's his name? At Ayawaso West. He was having his campaign on the platform, and he was saying it. That was 2023, right? Yes, he was saying it. That there is nothing has contributed to the depreciation of the cedi, except for we, the NPP, our government's economic mismanagement. Right. And currently, we are now
but don't
saying,
you think that was a part, mismanagement of the economy was a part of the reasons why
mismanagement, as they say, can never lead to that huge depreciation of the cedi.
But it could be a contributing factor.
It could be, but I didn't see anywhere. If you see maybe a sector that you didn't see going on well, maybe you can bring it the news, because I didn't see anywhere that went on wrong. Our government was doing so well to, let me read this from my joint online.
Right.
In the midst of the global economic crisis and the sharp depreciation of the local currencies in 2022, Ghana's cedis came under severe pressure as the demand for foreign currency to import goods escalated. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia identified the demand for foreign exchange to finance oil imports as a major source of the cedi's depreciation. To address the persistent currency depreciation, the rising demand for forex to import oil, and the associated increases in the fuel and utility prices, he proposed the Gold for Oil program. Under this program, Ghana no longer needed to seek foreign currency to pay for oil imports. Instead, gold purchased by the Bank of Ghana was used to settle the cost of oil directly. These two remarkable interventions by Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia not only addressed the long-standing challenges of the currency depreciation and fuel price volatility, but also fundamentally changed the national conversation around gold. Now, from what I just read, on record, before 2022, no government, no policy maker has ever proposed this constructive, oriented idea proposed by His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Right now, they are calling it, is it gold board or whatever they call it? And the CEO, you know what happened? I will still come to mention some of those things. The CEO of Gold Board, what's his name? Mr. Semi Jemfi, their communications of director, came out publicly to count dollars to
I don't think that is
the failed priest. And you see, what I just read,
the trust of the conversation.
You see, what I just read right now was some of the initiatives our governments tried to adapt to mitigate the depreciation of the cedi.
And did it mitigate it at that time?
It did. Tell me one policy, just one policy, the NDC government passed that led to the appreciation of the cedi.
I'm not here to speak for.
Also,
for the government.
That's what I'm telling you. You see,
what people want is to see the cedi depreciate, and they've seen it. What people wanted during your era was to see the cedi depreciate. They didn't see that.
You see,
that is what the ordinary person out there wants to see. They don't care about what you do or what you don't do.
Okay.
Right.
You see, an economy cannot just take 1 month, 2 months, 3 months to recover.
Right.
It needs a very, very long period not like 10 months or 11 months. It needs a very long period to recover. It goes small. It doesn't just take 2 months to. When we came 7 January after they swore in President Mahama, when they brought him as the president. January, February, March, they read their budgets. April, May, the CD started appreciation. There was no policy that they passed that led to the appreciation of the CD. There's nothing. If you ask them, they themselves, that what did you do that led to this? It means that the foundation was already laid by the previous administration.
Good management of
by
the
what?
economy.
That's what I said. What have you been able to do? What did you do in that 2 months that led to the appreciation of the
Tell
CD?
me that. What's your assessment of the NPP's performance in the last 8 years?
My assessment on what scale?
Let's say from 1 to 10.
I'll give it 8 out of 10.
Wow.
Considering the crisis that we faced and some of the trauma we faced as a country, not only Africa, the whole world. I'll give it 8 out of 10.
What trauma? What trauma are you talking about?
We mentioned it earlier. We talked about the COVID-19. We talked about the Russia-Ukraine one. All those things were factors. Why do you think the NAPCO and the forestry were stopped functioning in 2019? Some of these things were some of the factors, because government wouldn't have money to pay some of these people to be able to, and we actually implemented those particular policies to mitigate the unemployment rate in the country. And in 2019, after we realized that the things weren't going on as we expected, because the Russian-Ukraine war had just started, the COVID-19 too just came in, and things were, so they couldn't even move on. It had to stop there. See, these are some of the things that we should be thinking about.
You are quite aware that a lot of people would disagree with you on
yes,
your rating. Because there was so much dissatisfaction with the NPP government when they were in power.
Yes, you see,
right?
You see,
when they were in power,
we don't read. That's the problem I have.
What do you mean by we don't read?
We don't read, including myself.
What else do you want us to read?
You see, if something is happening, when you are in a house and something is happening, what do you do? Like something is happening that you didn't understand. What do? You search, you do a very proper search in your house. Maybe you are hearing a particular sound that you don't want in the house.
Right.
You do a very thorough search in the house to see where it is coming from, because you know that your house is not messy.
And how does that relate with the
yes,
question?
That's what I'm saying. So if you are experiencing economic hardship, you should do a very thorough investigation to see what really caused it. Are we the only people experiencing it? No. Even bigger economic
if we say we don't read, I take strong exception to that. There are a lot of learned people who, in various conversations has, pointed out clear mismanagement of the economy.
And what were some of those points? Let me see. If you are using your political lenses, we are into it. We understand.
Why must everything be a political lens? When people come out to make, genuine consent, why must you see it as a political lens?
You see,
it was clear that things weren't as people expected it to be.
You see, politics needs a very good cognitive skills and intellectual dispositions of matters. Sometimes someone will see something, and if you're a very good critical thinker, you understand that this person does not, or the person is not saying what the thing is. However, because it is going against maybe the good people of Ghana, or maybe because it's causing harm to the good people of Ghana, the person is just saying it without even considering some of the other factors. You see, politics is very, very dirty. I will know that Mr. Hamdan is very, very innocent.
So why must it be so?
That is it. That's politics. We can't change the narrative. It's politics.
Why must politics be so?
You see, so many school of thoughts have talked about politics in there. If you look at the lexical definition of politics, you understand that many people have defined politics different ways. And it is very, very hard to understand that thing is like politics. Like that word politics is very, very dirty.
I don't think politics is dirty. We are dirty.
No,
we are dirty people.
Okay,
I don't think politics is supposed to be dirty.
Very, very good. So I know very well that the Russian-Ukraine war contributed to the hardship of our economy. I know very well that it's that. Then I come and sit here. Then I don't tell the good people of Ghana that this is part of the factors that is leading to the depreciation of the cedi. Then I come out to say, oh, the people in government does not know how to handle the economy. They don't know how to do this. They are looting the monies, lying that the Russia-Ukraine war and the COVID-19 are contributing to that. Now, then later, when I am also seeking for power, when I'm soliciting for people's support to become the next president, I come on the stage and stand and say that, oh, this government, have you remembered what they've done? They actually lied to us and told us that the Russia-Ukraine war was a factor. And the people were like, okay, fine, this person is making sense. Let's buy into his idea. They've given you that doubt. They've entrusted the nation into your hands. You are now into power. There's a similar case running somewhere. We are now saying that your ministers should take a very close look at what is currently happening there. So, have you seen where I'm coming from? Initially, you were saying those external shocks cannot have any impact on our economy. Right now, you are telling your ministers to take a very close look at it. Have you seen the inconsistencies?
No, but
that's what I'm saying. Politics is a very dirty game. So if
there are two different things for you to allow the impact of something to affect you, and for you to also want to step in to prevent the impact of something to affecting your.
What we are talking about, there are some things that goes beyond. Like this COVID-19, something an example. I just want. It's like we are talking about the COVID-19 too much here.
But you were talking about
COVID.
You
when
were
it
talking
came,
about the Russian-Ukraine war. That was
both factors. You see, the COVID-19 when it came. You see, China was the major. 37% of our imports are coming from China. You understand? And our exports. You see, China was where this COVID-19 started from, and every nation was very, very vigilant at that time. They didn't want anything to come from China to this particular place or any other place. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Maybe this particular microphone, you imported it from China. Then it came. Then I asked you, so where did you get this from? You said China. I said, what's China? I will not even use my hands to touch it. Exports, people were stocking things inside their storerooms in Tamale. I want to constrict everything to Tamale because that's where I live. I'm also into business. My uncle is having 2 supermarkets. So I actually see what really happened. People were stocking goods inside their shops. Then, as the demand was going high, they were now coming out because things weren't coming into the country again. Then they were now coming out to sell them at a very high price. Those who were smuggling goods from the border, those from Togo and Burkina, those who were smuggling things from that place, the amount of money they were buying the goods from there, when it come to Boko, when it come to Boga, they were selling the oil, the 25 liters at 610 Ghana cedis. But at that time in Tamale, it was already at 1,000 Ghana cedis. Why? We are our own faults. We know where the faults are coming from. You see a market woman stocking rice of bags inside her storeroom. When you come out, she will tell you it's finished, knowing very well that some 2-3 months to come, people will come for it. Then they will increase the prices, then sell it for people.
But that happened because of the situation at the time.
But that was very grumpiness. Like you'll be so grumpy to store something.
I get your point.
You understand? So that's why I said politics sometimes is very, very dirty. So if you don't use your political lenses and you're just going to be discussing information,
are you trying to say that Ghanaians have been unfair to the NPP over the the past 8 years they've ruled?
Yes, in a way, because if we really understood what they are not, I understand them. They are not in the game. They are not in the politics game. So any other person saying
they also see people see what is going on. People feel what is going on.
Let me.
A lot of corruption allegations, left, right, center.
Corruption where? Okay, fine.
Left, right, center.
Let's look at this way. Maybe you just woke up and came out.
Even some of your members have really, I know. I mean, NPP people. It got to your point. Some of your members were even fed up.
You see, the apathy among the NPP, within the NPP party, were some of the I think the unfair treatment that people felt. Some people were saying they were selling their appointments and other stuff. That's all of those things were there. For that one, I will admit some people were actually selling these appointments.
And why should it happen like that?
Yes, so that one, let's put that one aside. We are talking about the economy. For the selling of appointments and other things, it's our own internal matters. So
how can it be internal matters? It's not internal matters.
You see,
if I want a job,
okay.
So it means that if I am not an NPP member, I might not even have the opportunity to even buy that job. Is that what you're saying?
So have we forgotten recently when President Mahama appointed one of these CEOs? I actually can't remember his name. He said if you're coming to his office to seek for a job and you're not holding an NDC card bearing name, that don't come to his office.
But that doesn't make it right.
I can't remember.
That doesn't make it right.
I can't remember the name of the person. He actually mentioned it. That was just around early 2025. He mentioned that it's not right. I understand it is not right. And NPP, even outside their selling of appointments, we actually employ people who didn't even go through these things. They were genuinely, employed. The likes of these teacher trainees who were employed currently, just yesterday, some particular people who have not been paid their arrears went to the Ministry of Education to lay the complaint. They went there and the police were just sacking them as if they were dogs or something. Like, you see, we are in a democratic institution. We should understand that people are having kids. They are having, other things to take care of. So if you have not paid them for almost a significant number of months, they've come to lay their complaint to you. You are there sacking them like they are not even part of the country. You see, it doesn't go on well. Sometimes we as individuals, we should put our political interests aside. Regardless of our political affiliations, there are some things we should consider as humanity counts. Humanity, it is very, very important, irrespective of who you are. That's not me. I have a particular lecturer, Dr. Abdulrahman Karim. He doesn't care whether you are part of a TESCON or TIN. If you're having a genuine problem and bring it to him, he will solve it for you. These are some of the things we are talking about. So I think the NDC party, actually, they don't have anything proper to say. The only thing they have to say is just 24-hour economy from morning to evening, 24-hour economy from morning to evening.
But I mean, why do you think they are enjoying a lot of goodwill from Ghanaians?
You see, the 2024 elections, after the 2024 elections,
since they've come into power, petrol products have.
That's what I'm saying. You see,
prices of petrol products have gone down. They are taking credit for something they don't. A lot of things have changed since they come into power, and it is just common sense to ascribe it to their prudent management of the economy.
They don't actually worth that particular credit.
How? What do you mean?
I actually mentioned some of these things that I'm talking about right now. I told you that.
But they disagree.
They disagree. It's going to be obvious because of politics. It's going to be obvious. I know. Because someone like maybe.
And you think you are not doing politics with the issues?
Maybe a market woman will sit in a market and you come and tell that person that the Mahamudu Bawumia administration contributed to this administration. They will never understand you.
Why won't they understand?
They won't understand you.
Why won't they understand?
They will say, how can you tell me the story? You just left power and the CD was at this particular place. Now this government have come.
No, but they are very well-meaning or very, very learned people in Ghana. It's not just Ghana is not just made up of only market women. So that analogy might not really.
That's why I initially stated that the science of reading on the side of most of us. You see, you should understand. Like, just bear with me. Most of us doesn't like reading.
I don't think this is about reading.
It's about because if you make proper search,
if you are talking about reading, I am telling you that they are professors, people who sleep with books, come out to make similar. Bring out similar conversations.
I'm very sorry for using this. Let me say very sorry for using this.
Please don't use any derogatory words. Please.
Okay. Please. You can be a professor and still doesn't know anything.
But you cannot say that we don't read.
That's what I'm saying. Some. I didn't say.
You can't say we don't read. I
am making an inductive.
It cannot be that everybody is against NPP.
You see, that's what I'm saying. I said most of us, like some. I'm not saying everybody. I am making an inductive argument here.
So what don't we read?
Some.
What don't
we don't want to inquire. We don't want to know the truth. That is the thing.
Is it because you want people to argue your way, or it's just that you think that people don't? Understand the issues?
It's not just necessarily being my part or something. No. The issue is we are having an issue at hand. Let's look at the issue. And maybe someone just told you about it, then you just head and say, oh, those involved, maybe there are two particular individuals who are involved in a banter. Then we just come in and they tell you, oh, this what has happened. You say, oh, this for this particular person, that's how he is. He has been. You see, you should ask why caused it. You shouldn't be making.
They've been
like
I remember
statements.
There've been a lot of how do you call it polls even conducted within what's the name within the period.
Yes,
by some independent organizations. So you cannot tell me we don't read. You see, people have done research and people have written articles about.
So come out with them
about the issue.
Out.
Are you telling me that you've not seen? You've not seen.
Let me tell you something.
Okay, tell me.
I've told you earlier that all these things. I won't come back to it again.
Propaganda.
All these things are propaganda. Basically, that's what it means. It's politics.
Why is it that when it's not going how you want, you call it propaganda?
It's not because it's not going for. Sorry, it's not going for me, or it's not going the
way I want it.
You can't tell me
that.
No, I'm not saying that.
Over 50-something% of Ghanaians, or is it 60-something% of Ghanaians who voted for the NDC don't know what they're about.
But it's, you see,
and it was clear that people weren't happy with your government.
You see, this humiliating what's the name? Lost we had. This is not the first time.
We are not saying it's the first time. That's not the point.
So the previous government.
Are you trying to score it based on past events?
No. I'm not. I'm just giving an example.
So it doesn't matter whether it has happened before or not.
You see,
the point is that
okay.
I'm not even using the numbers as a yardstick. The point is that people were unhappy with how the NPP government led this country.
Yes,
that is why
the people voted.
Happened.
The people voted,
and it wasn't because
anger.
of politics. It wasn't because these people were doing propaganda. It's because they genuinely weren't happy.
They weren't happy because some of them didn't understand what was going on.
So you mean to tell me that you understand the politics of this country more than 50-something% of Ghanaians?
What is our literacy rate in Ghana? Our literacy rate in Ghana.
That is not the point.
You see,
that is not the point.
Okay. Let's put it aside.
You sat here and you said somebody might be a professor, but doesn't know know anything.
Sure.
You might be illiterate, but still don't understand the issues. You might be illiterate, and people in the market understand the issues more than you do.
You see, all the people we are mentioning.
Because some of these things is just common sense.
No, it does not.
It's common sense.
Politics. You see, politics, Mr. Hamdan. If you don't understand what politics is,
we don't need to understand politics. We don't need to understand politics.
If you understand politics very, very well, you understand that some of the things we're just talking about here is not even necessary.
Why is it not necessary?
It's not necessary.
Why is it not necessary? If
I'm saying right now,
government mismanage an economy to the point where the people are not happy and they vote the person, the government out, do you think it's not necessary?
Our issue was not about mismanagement of the economy.
What was your issue?
The hardship we faced in the from 2020 to 2024. It was never
What brought the hardship then?
We are still going back to what we talked about.
Why?
We are still going back there.
Okay.
I told you. COVID-19 came.
So you mean that COVID-19, Russia, Ukraine are the only factors that caused us to be in that?
So fine. Let's put it this way: the COVID-19, when goods are not being imported and exported, what happens to the current prices here? Let's start from there. You see, let's start from somewhere. We shouldn't just go on top and
my problem with you is the fact that you are denying the fact that there've been a lot of issues regarding corruption. There've been a lot of issues regarding misgovernance. And you are just sticking to only Russia and Ukraine and COVID.
And that's what I'm talking about.
We cannot deny the fact that Russia and Ukraine had some impact.
Yes.
COVID-19 had some impact.
Okay.
Don't also forget that COVID-19 brought to this country some huge amounts of donations and money to help the country.
Listen, you see,
what happened to all those monies?
It's where all of them were disbursed to.
Disbursed how? You see, you people know what you did. What actually did you do?
The
fact that And you see,
you're not
those
allowing
people,
me to make my
those
point
people
very
you
clearly.
think, those people you think don't understand the issues knows what is going on in the country. They knows what is going on in the
you see, let me express myself very well. Let me express. This is about economics. Economics, right? When goods and services are like the demand of goods and services goes very high, and the production is very low, what happens to the prices? Let's start from there.
You tell me.
No, I want you to. You are making an argument.
I'm not arguing with you.
You are not
you tell me
understanding where I'm coming from.
What happened? So you see, the point is not me not understanding you.
Okay.
But the point is you not trying to admit the how bad things were.
No, things weren't going on well,
and you see, limiting it to Russia, Ukraine, and COVID-19.
Okay, fine. Your problem is me limiting it to only those two things.
Right.
Initially, I told you that there are some particular, like corruption, for instance. There's no government that will come and there won't be corruption. Definitely there will be corruption. But let's look at the rates. We should look at the rates. Corruption can't, all the appointees that we are seeing, even most of them had done corruption that we don't even know about. You understand? So
let's move on with the conversation.
Let's put that one aside.
Time is far. Okay, you make your point. Make your point, and let's go.
So I told you about the demand and supply issue. When the demand is very, very high and the production is low, the price of things goes very high, and that's what I was talking about this. What's the name? The COVID-19. People were very, very vigilant about the import and export. No one was going outside the country, no one was coming in, and the things that we had here in the at the markets here, everyone was selling the prices they want. This one will bring out maybe this mobile phone. That's the only one left in Tamale. Then I'll have to sell it at any amount I want. You see, some of these we have to understand them. Mr. Hamdan, you go to the market. Are you telling me that sometimes you maybe call someone maybe in Accra to ask of the price of something, then you ask here too, like then compare the prices, you'll be marveled. You'll be like, so why is the price difference like this? You understand? So our own people are, killing us. It's not about government.
You as a young person,
okay.
Let's not make the whole thing about arguments and what happened. As a young person, what are you doing to ensure or to make sure that your party NPP is able to come back to power?
In 2028.
In 2028. Do you think it's even going to be possible?
Yes, it's going to be very possible
for your party to come back into power in 2028.
After the 2024 elections, there have been so many issues that have been raised, so many concerns, and there are so many people trying to create some fragmentation within the party. These are some of the notable points we should embrace as individuals within the party. Every constituency executive, every national executive, every polling agent, all the executives within the party, from the national level to the polling station executives, we should take note of these things. And other individuals who are not, executives and they are just part of the party. The first thing that if you really want to capture power in 2028, these are some of the things we should take note of. The first one is we should have a common vision and common goals. I want the party to come back to power in 2028. You want the party to come back to power in 2028. They also want the party to come back to power in 2028. Then what do? Individual efforts cannot make it happen. It needs a collective action. Let's come together, have a common vision and common goal. This is what we want. Then we work towards it. The second point is we have to respect the party's structure and leadership. Let's put maybe our individual sentiments aside. If you are an executive and you propose or instigate something, that does not necessarily mean that there shouldn't be objections. You may propose or instigate something and an ordinary person or maybe an ordinary Ghanaian says that, I think that this thing you guys are doing may not, okay, fine, let's do it this way. Then other people are bringing their concerns. In as much as we have the structure and the leadership, if they propose something, we have the right to also do what? To object to them. That's the second thing. And the third thing is we have to celebrate the party's achievements. What the party had done right from His Excellency President Kufuor's era, the party's achievement, the NHIS, the school feeding program, everything. We should be celebrating them. We are propagating our party. We are telling the people that, look, if we are giving the power in 2028, these are some of the things that we will be building on. Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, what he as a vice president have been able to propose, and they are working as we are speaking. All these things, we should be celebrating them. Let's tell the people, make them aware that if we bring back His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia as our flag bearer and he wins the elections, the sustainable development goals which was stipulated to end in 2030, some of the goals have not been realized. And I believe with the kind of vision Dr. Bawumia has, it's going to be very, very, very simple for us to meet the SDG goals by 2030, because the man is a prolific leader, constructive ideas oriented. In fact, anyone who knows him and he knows his stuff, you understand. And the fourth one, that's where my interest is. The fourth one, we should avoid internal attacks and divisions. That's what we are currently witnessing. Some particular individuals are, using all sort of unprintable words against our potential flag bearer, who is the Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. It's not right. You see, if I am a delegate, maybe you're not a delegate, then I'm sitting somewhere, then I'm just blasting his Dr. Bawumia. He has done this, he had done that. Okay, fine. He has done all that we are talking about. We want to capture power in 2028. You are just a floating voter. You don't have any party you are voting for. Maybe you are voting based on influence. Maybe if I tell you that, oh, Mr. Hamdan, when you go to the booths, vote for Dr. Bawumia and vote for this person. So if you see me, raining insults on him before the elections, raining insults, using all manner of words against him, you'll be like, this man crass. So what's happening? What does he think I am? You are telling me, say, this person is like this. You were insulting him and using all manner of words against him. You are not telling me I should go and vote for him. Doesn't make sense. You see, we should think beyond. Let's see where we want to see the power in the next 2 years. You understand? And the last one is all factions should be considered. All other individuals in the party, whoever the person is, should have a say in the party. Whether the person is a child, it's a social group. Our party is a social group, and we need so many people. We still need people to join the party. You understand? Like young people like myself have always been very instrumental in our internal politics. Particularly, let me say the impending primaries we are going to have. We have established so many groups that we want to propagate our candidates and other stuffs. When you go to campus, we are very, very active in student politics. You see, these are some of the things that we should take note of as our stakeholders of the party to be able to recapture party in 2028. And everyone who is in the party, they knows who is going to be the flag bearer. So there's issues that we are.
How will they know?
They know very well because we have the numbers.
How will they know? Okay.
Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has the numbers.
Who do you think is the closest contender? To Dr. Bawumia?
Honorable Ken.
Do you think that he has what it takes to give Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia problems in the contest?
Yes, he only has the resources, but he doesn't have the numbers. He has the resources, he has the money, he have everything, but the numbers are very low.
How did you measure that? How do you measure his numbers?
We are into it. It's our internal something, so we know what's going on. You see the endorsements and the engagement with the delegates and other stuff. We've seen it. So as you see, they don't have any good message to see. Let me put this on record. If you are a proponent of a particular candidate, be very, very meticulous of the words you are using. This is not about insults and other banters. It is about sharing of ideas. It is about let's intellectualize. You see, let's have intellectual discourses to project our candidates. It's not just about sitting and be using all manner of unprintable words against each other. No, that's not the case. Let's be very, very meticulous of the kind of words we use against each other. It's still internal. When Honorable Kennedy Japan wins the election 2020, we are going to support him to run as the party's flag bearer. So please, we shouldn't be using these words against each other. And everyone knows who Dr. Bawumia is. He will never stand on stage or sit like this with a microphone in front of him to be saying words that are uncalled for. Everyone knows him. That's a true definition of a statesman. You understand? So we should, embrace some of these points that I've mentioned, so that you, I mean,
Finally, what's that one strong reason why you think Dr. Bawumia should be the flag, should lead the NPP? Just one strong reason you think.
Yes, he
stands tall over there.
Yes, he has the market value. He has been exposed to the system for a very long time. He has the experience, and yes, you yourself, you see it sometimes on international stages, they call him to come and deliver because they know what he had done. He knows his stuff. So this is not debatable. This is not debatable at all. And looking at where he wants to see Ghana, in fact, you see the STEM schools he has been able to propose, and as this particular government, if he was serious, he will have built on some of the things that our government have done already, like the STEM schools. People are busy, other countries are very busy manufacturing robots, developing artificial intelligence, and other stuffs. He was there training people how to ride Okada.
What's wrong with that?
Okada.
What's wrong with that?
In this era,
during your era, and this people were riding.
Let me finish. In this era of technology driven, that people are busy manufacturing robots and other, equipments.
But everybody cannot manufacture robots. Everybody cannot manufacture robots.
And that's why there are some
people who ride Okada.
Yes, the Okada people I'm talking about here. Listen, there were so many young men there who needed some particular small skills, like what we've developed. It's a very nice idea. Look at what we've done. Don't you think if a seminar is organized or a forum is organized to empower young guys like this,
right?
Affirmative action, empower of women have. Sorry, even when you come to our campus, there have been so many programs like that. They are just empowering women, then doing their other stuff. If similar thing is organized for we the guys too, those who have completed school, they don't have anything to do. Some of these things, it's a very nice idea. Look at your cameras, look at all these things that you've set up. Don't you think that if someone also had the idea, or maybe someone like you have been called to come to a seminar and speak to the people, then they will realize that, oh, so me too, if I stand this thing, I will be able to excel. You see, so this government does not have that constructive ideas like Dr. Bawumia to do those things.
All right. So thank you very much. Do you have any final words, or you are
okay?
You've expressed your.
I want to use this opportunity to address this issue, and I want to acknowledge some of my bosses. Seriously, this.
If you can do that in very short time, that would be.
I take Yakubu. I think we'll be having our primaries in some few months to come. I think Yakubu is someone who has unleashed his leadership skills to everybody. I'm not the one to say it, but everyone has seen it. He'll be contesting for the National Youth Organizer for our Noble Party. He has the stance. In fact, the guy is very energetic, very ready to serve. So please, the delegates, when we are going to cast your votes, kindly endorse Atik Yakubu as our National Youth Organizer. And the second is my own lecturer, Dr. Abdul Rahman Karim Pala, aka Jacobus Captain. In fact, he has really shown us love right from from level 100. When I was in UDS, level 100. I'm still a student though, but I'm not doing my project work. From level 100, 200, 300, level 400. In fact, he has really mentored some of us. We've seen his lifestyle. I really admire him a lot. Sometimes some people say he's very principled, and that's the right thing to do. So please, he's also aspiring for the regional secretary, Northern Regional Secretary. Delegates, please, on the day of the elections, kindly cast your vote for him. And the next one is Mr. Emmanuel Womega, the managing director for Emdo Estates in Accra, Ablikumanov. He will also be contesting for their their constituency youth organizer, Emmanuel Womega. Very strong and very hard man. He's a very, very hard man, yeah. And the next one is Commander Afasku. Yes, before I came here last week, I think I told him I'll be coming here, so he gave me some words. He told me to be very careful of my kind of discourse, how I talk and other stuff. He really encouraged me. Honorable Afasku, he has done so many things for this particular party. So I think it's worthy of attending. So
okay,
yep.
Right. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Sure.
It's been an amazing and engaging conversation as well. Right, guys. Let's know your thoughts in the comment section. As usual, my name Prince Amdan. Don't forget to subscribe if you're watching for the first time. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. We out.